Hi y'all, welcome to the latest 7th episode of my Hypertravel with Hardie video series about all the international trips I've taken over the last 20 years, starting in about the year 2008. This time we'll be going to East Africa. This just so happens to perfectly coincide with Chapter 7 of my original Hypertravel book, which I published in 2012, so I'm glad that's convenient if you're following along. This came only a few weeks after my Mideast trip, so that's still in my heart and in my head, with only the Rose Bowl parade and my girlfriend's face to define the space between. I could have just stayed in London for that interim period, but that's a decision I had to make. Africa is a bit of a tough nut to crack after all, so any extra time and space to rest up and catch my breath is more than welcome. Often that happens in Tijuana, Mexico, actually, even though my wife is in Los Angeles, California. And this trip is no exception to the Africa is Broken theme, because right off the plane at 7 a.m., my hostel driver in Nairobi, Kenya informs me that the hostel is full, and the rain is falling, and a no-tell motel won't tell, but my driver's got a place though, of course, his place. Conveniently located and ready to rock, all at affordable prices. It's raining. It's only for 2 or 3 nights, so I do it. Damn the torpedoes. I've got a private bedroom after all, and a kid that loves me, so who cares if I have to shit and shower in the same place? Welcome to Africa. And don't forget to spread your legs when you flush. They're all out partying the first night, of course. They flush with newfound wealth, what was once my wealth. I guess I can't blame them. The chief, though, that's his moniker, is nice enough. I just can't help the feeling that this is all a setup. How would he know if the hostel is full at 7 a.m.? This was the year 2010. Internet bookings were new. People come and go every day. This was not a weekend, so it's suspicious, but what else would I do? Hire a taxi to go to the original place? It was raining. At least the chief took me out to his village, so that was nice. I skipped the parties, because this requires full attention. But I got my owner ticket the first day and assured him that I'd be back. That'll work. Next stop is Uganda, Kampala by night bus. So we do the border formalities between the two countries by candlelight. Nice. From there it's only a short hop into the city, and it's pretty nice there, nicer than most. If I'd known that when I was there, I might have stayed longer. I've given up on hostel bookings in Africa though, so I'm going old school again. No, not Lonely Planet, older than that. I mean looking around the bus station, as long as it's central, and finding a nice cheap place there. It works. That's what I would do in the 1970s, long before Lonely Planet. But Kampala reminds me a bit of the old deep south in the US, the nice part. Kigali, Rwanda should be so nice. The night ride to there is interesting, especially in Mbarara, partying all night, but the customs by candlelight is getting old. It gets worse. If Rwanda is cool and aloof, then Burundi is downright racist, with calls of Muzungu following me around like a bad smell. The views are good though. These, the mountain provinces of the African continent. They had a war, of course, rival Tutsis and Hutus, so those feelings may still be a bit hard around the edges. But the strangest thing is the plastic bag policy in Rwanda, which will literally confiscate your plastic ones and charge you to replace them with paper ones. The cost of an infraction is $50 US. Ouch. From there I buy a ticket to Dar es Salaam in Tanzania. Otherwise, it's an even longer drive to Malawi, so that'll come later. There's only one problem. Tanzania doesn't allow bus travel at night. There are workarounds though, or maybe runarounds, better said. Dar es Salaam is nice enough though, just hot, hot, hot. It's a long run to Lilongwe, Malawi, a long freight run. Since the whole bus is packed to the gills with goods. That means long waits at the border crossings, of course, which consumed almost a whole day. And the repack is even worse, so we're soon a rolling time bomb. I finally find a backpacker hostel though, South African tent camp style, so that's cool. I always liked it when backpackers were once campers, complete with sleeping bag. but it's basically pretty boring. Mbeya is better, a crossroads town in southern Tanzania, but only if you like clockwork. Muslims apparently do, along with cats and other fetishes. But here all the mosques are chock full of clocks. So I catch the ferry to Zanzibar just in time for the Sauti za Busara Music Festival. And it's good, but there's a problem. The power goes off all day. Welcome to Pakistan, welcome to Nepal, welcome to that cheap-ass room down the hall. Some people work during the day. Digital nomads do it at home, wherever home happens to be. Prices are twice as high as Dar es Salaam too, so I go back and then head north to Kilimanjaro, the most famous mountain in Africa. Arusha is the access point, and it's pretty nice too, cooler if not cold, and backpacker central in this part of Africa. It's a bone-jarring affair from there back to Nairobi though, but that's the deal. So I find my own place there this time around and report my previous hostile hijacker ASAP, the chief. If the circle is now complete. Stockholm Syndrome? No way, Jose. The flight to Madagascar is rainy but nice, as is Antananarivo, the capital city. It may not rival Sana'a, Yemen for beauty, but it comes close, and Sana'a has since been largely destroyed too. These are original Asians we now know from Indonesia's island. So one of the major mysteries of world history. There are others of similar stories. But the interesting thing is that they still occupy the highlands while relegating the lowlands to Africans, not only maintaining a distinct look, but also distinct habits, like rice and noodles. Count me in. They also have dual currency, so that's fun, constantly doing math in the head. But the big thrill in Madagascar comes at the very end. Hundreds of joggers on the road to the airport at 4 a.m. Somehow I feel totally vindicated about everything. Comoros should take lessons from Madagascar. I don't know if all French colonies are jerks or what, but these guys have an attitude, just like Djibouti or Tahiti or even Cannes. But it's okay for a few days. And then I'm back to Madagascar, ready to see some new terrain, but my body won't allow it. I've got a case of gout that will barely let me walk and certainly not travel. So I just get homey and cozy and resigned to the signs of age and physical decay that plague us, the boomers and boners and never-go-homers that populate the farther reaches of civilization. There's no rest for the wicked, though. When money disappears out of my pocket, I trace it back to a collection of kids crowding a thoroughfare to make things tight and then slipping and sliding fingers when the timing is right. It works every time. $25 for the little yippers and yappers. Then I realized that this is my 121st country. That's 11 squared. Did you know that the difference between squared numbers increases by 2 each time? So that you could add by odd numbers between them? If the squares are 4, 9, 16, 25, 36, etc., then the numbers between them are 3, 5, 7, 9, 11, etc. There's always something to celebrate. This trip is over. Just back to LA via London. Same old, same old. I hope you like this story and the video. It's all true. If you like, then like officially and subscribe. It'll cost you nothing and it'll make me feel very good. I'll work harder for you. Thanks a lot. Come back next time. We'll be going to the South Pacific. Bye now.